what happened is that they went to England, Cornell Marshall, and they worked on an album, and Ireland signed them in England.
Yeah.
And they actually opened for Bob Marley, Third World. The
Mm.
four engagements. No Woman No Cry, Third World opened a concert when it was done live.
One,
When the live
yes.
one. I saw Richie, bassman for Third World, in Ligonier shopping. And I said, what? I said, why drummer gone? Man said, the only without drummer could have come in without the audition is you. I said, what?
Miami's hip hop and R&B. It's 103.5 The Beat. Poppin' Key to People's Voice. And I got a very special guest in the building, legendary reggae man himself, Mr. Willie. How are you, sir?
Yes, sir. Respect, sir. Papa.
Pleasure to have you,
Respect.
man.
Thank you, sir.
Please let everybody know the name of your foundation. Let's start with
My
that.
foundation is Embrace Music Foundation.
That's right.
Be broad-based.
That's what's up. So before we start on the interview and talk about all the amazing things you continue to do,
Right.
because just when you think, man, this man has done it all, seen it all, you keep going, right? Let's take it back a bit. So how did the music find you?
Well, as a kid in England, born in England, played pots and pans from I'm 6, and you was going to be a drummer. One time, my father, I'm sleeping in England, and you know, you have them big board heads in the back. I was sleeping, and my father hears and says to my mother, boy, someone's in the house, must be a thief. When them look, and so my father's asleep, I'm drumming away.
In your sleep, you're drumming at the headboard.
Yeah. I think I must have thought I was in an island or something.
Yeah.
So it was evident I was going to definitely be a drummer.
So now let's take us from that journey of being a kid now to the point where you're actually practicing and you have a drum set.
Well, moving over, I moved from England at the age of 11 to Jamaica. And Byron Lee is my brother. So what happened is that he had influence over me to a certain extent. But in the early stage, my brothers in England never leave Sonic Sounds. He would play all different records. He was a collector of music. And a younger brother, Gene, his younger brother, Gene, which is my half brother, he played guitar, honky tonk. So I was in this, and my father had this big guest house. So what happened is that there was my godmother, her son was a drummer. So he asked me to do something like, rock. And I just played it. And said, boy, this is a gift. It was unnatural. And so from then, so when I went to Jamaica at 11, I had the opportunity to see Ska. They play outside RJR, and the band was there. And when I saw that, I said to my mother, that's what I want to do. She grabbed me from me and said, you're going to go to school. So I looked at the drummer. I couldn't believe I would have begged him let me clean the drums every day and just watch him. It was just a marvel. When I see the band and Ska, that was my introduction to real big band and music.
That's what's up. So from that point now, take us to the next stage.
Next stage, school. Wilmer's, went to Wilmer's, and then there was a band being formed called Visions. While it was being formed and things, so I became part of it. We practiced as young boys and everything. So I went to the headmaster and said that, we want to play out, And he says, what are you going to play, classical? I said, no, Ska.
Right.
I said, well, I said, no, man, you can't do that.
Right.
So I thought about it, and I said, boy, they wanted to have books for the library, and the library is empty. So I went back to him and said, can I talk to you? He said, yes. Headmaster said, yes. So I said, listen, we can make money, and whatever we get, we donate it for the library. I'll think about it. 3 days later, he called me and said, sure, you're going to be a role model. If any drinking or smoking happen, I'm coming for you. I said, all right. We played all the girls' schools. That was a big joy. Played all the girls' schools. We started paying for Matalans, all the people. We brought money for the library. And so that went on there, that part.
Wow.
And then from there my band, at that time, would play in Ligonier and Barbican. Cat had his band called Alley Cats. Ibu and Mona had his band called Rhythms. My band was Visions. So we'd play at the church called St. Margaret Church. We'd play sessions against other, but Cat was still young. He was a baby.
So you're talking about Cat Core
from Third World.
From Third World. Wow, rest in peace.
And so he would play, we would watch him at Progress, but me and Ibu would play against each other in bands. His band broke up and he came into my band. My keyboard player left and he was playing with me in Visions. That broke up eventually. Kids and you play everything.
Yeah.
And then, so my guitarist who was with Visions, we went out to see Ingrid Chin at Avengers. That's Tess and Chin's auntie and father. The father played drums and her mother played keyboards. And her auntie was Ingrid Chin.
Musical family.
It was a musical family. So they were jamming in Lane for Independence. So they gave us a bounce. When you get bounce, you get to jam. So I went up there and my guitar player went up there and we jammed. Happened that brother Lewis, Roger and Ian happened to be there. And they said, he looks up and says to my guitar player, "Hey, you don't want to join a group?" You know,
Wow.
and I say, "Yeah." So when we go up university and saw the instrument, I said, "Boy, we're on in a circle." So, and then eventually they had a keyboard player, but Ibu came on. So we could say originally Ibu and myself were the original drummer and keyboards for Inner Circle.
Wow.
So how that worked now, boom, we start playing out and everything. And our guitar player, we play at a place called Tunnel. And we were the first band to play. We'd have to practice 10 songs, international songs, every week. And so in Tunnel, when the disco play, we would play, and there's no
Where was
break.
Tunnel?
Tunnel was at Ligony,
Okay,
right where
gotcha.
Mimi restaurant is, there
Yes.
upstairs. And across the road was Dizzy. So we would play, and crowds come and everything. And when we played, the DJ wouldn't stop. He stopped, we start playing. So the people never know the difference. So we got
Right.
so good that we could play and interchange. So that was great. And then Bunny came one night and sang. And we said,
Listen, you're throwing out these legendary names,
yes,
Mr. Stewart, like it's nothing. When
Yeah.
you say Bunny, please.
Bunny Clark from Third World.
Thank you.
Bunny Clark from Third World. But he was in a circle then. All of them
Right.
was in a circle. Ibu was the leader of Third World. All the great music was there, right? So he came in.
So you're telling me Inner Circle birthed Third
Yes,
World?
hold on. Yeah.
Okay.
And the original singer first, before Bunny, was Prilly. He was in a circle. And Carrot. So 5 members of the 6 band, you know. Richie, the bass man, was the only one that was not in a circle.
Got you.
Right. So 5 men. So Bunny left the band. Then I left to go into Byron Lee. So they stayed on and played. And then Cat decided, and Ibu, that they want to form another group because they want to do original songs. Cat and Ibu, of course, of Third World. So they became Third World. That was the founders of Third World.
Wow.
Richie joined later on. Then you had myself coming in 1975. That was my thing with them. But what happened is that they went to England, Cornell Marshall, and they worked on an album, and Ireland signed them in England.
Yeah.
And they actually opened for Bob Marley, Third World. The 4 engagements. No Woman to Cry, where it was done. Third World opened a concert. When it was done live, when the live one, they were there.
Yes.
Came back, the drummer left. I didn't know. I saw Richie, bassman for Third World, in Ligony shopping. And I said, "What happened?" He said, "You're not here." I said, "What here? What? The drummer gone." And the man said, "The only drummer could have come in without the audition is you." I said, "What?" "But we know you're not coming because I was working with sales and all that." I said, "But where Ibu there?" Himself down in Stone. I go down. I said, "What am Ibu?" "Well, just to talk to you. You're the only man to rock, but we know you can." I said, "You asked me." You know,
Right.
I said,
You're making decisions for me?
Yeah. I said, "I'll come." The man called Cat, "Hey, Willie, come in." 2 weeks I had to get myself ready.
Yeah.
Practice everything. And my first gig was in Playboy, Aura Cabeza, Ochurias.
Wow.
And then after that, we were promoting a green album called Third World. We were promoting it all over. 7 months we stayed in San Francisco and toured the whole of America. That is why hey, by the way, yes, I'm Willie Stewart, former drummer percussionist of Third World.
Yes.
And what happened is that it was so good that Now That We Found Love came and hit, people thought that we were an American group playing reggae. Because they realized should we live there? They didn't know that we didn't live there. We came to Ireland, put us there to get into the business and all that. So that's how Third World came about. That's how, and then the rest is history.
That's an amazing story, man. One thing I didn't like though, you kind of glazed over the Byron Lee and the Dragonaires.
Yes.
And as a Trini, you know,
right,
soca music.
Well, when
I would like you to go back to.
All right, I'm going to go back. All right, rewind. Rewind.
Put some respect on Byron Lee's name.
Well, I have to. As my brother, I have to. So what happened is that I went into Byron Lee at the age of 16, touring. My introduction was to drive from Miami. First time I see in America, from Miami to Montreal.
Wow.
And a man in my play cards and one thing go right to Montreal, 3 shows every night. Then I went to Iceland, Reykjavik, and all over Europe. So at 16, I had men like Keith Sterling, who play with Scatterlights, and Ozzy Scott. These were seasoned musicians.
Yeah.
That were, "Oi, boy, come get the rhythm. No, just stop that. Don't." Believe me, I had great training.
Good mentors.
What? And they were hard.
Yeah.
And I remember playing in Mexico with Byron, and that time I had a little show of vocal thing. It was a joke. And you played to 11,000 people. When I done, my hands swell up and say, but it put me in order. That's why when Now That We Found Love we played, it was a jam in Nassau. We went and we were getting ready all the mics. You know, when you go in the studio, we're black book in the studio.
Right.
So me, Carrot, and Ibu would get the sound. Ibu knew in his head what Not If Only was going to be. I never knew it was a song before. So I'm jamming and I hear it. I said, "Boy, this sound good." And we're jamming. We don't know. Ibu in his brain, map out everything. All those licks was not planned. It's what you call a improvisation from brothers on the spot with a spiritual intervention.
Wow.
So when we're playing all the parts, and boom, when we go back, the engineer, great, Alice Satkin, taped it. We said, wow.
Wow.
We couldn't play back like that. I mean, we could play it, of course, but we couldn't play like that. And boom. And then, Cat came in while it was happening and then put the mic. And Cat was the one who played the great Stephen Cole, God bless him. So play the Timbali Sola. Was that? So that is how it come. And you found Journey to Addis, the song, that came the same way. We play and it's a jam. It's just a divine event that all of us tune into each other over time.
A collaboration.
It just happens. It just boom on the spot.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. You're still glazed over the Byron Lee, but it's all good.
Oh, no.
It's all good.
No, man.
It's all good. I know your love for reggae music is solid. Hold
up. I was going to say this. Sorry.
Okay.
Papa Keith, please. I love Trinidad, man. I love soca. But listen, when that is why I could play Now That We Found Love. Look at the speed. It's about, if I'm not mistaken, now if I could be on 120. I play like that. How could I play that beat? It's through a soca.
Yeah, that's true.
That's definitely because of the training of playing soca. When I was young, I back up all Sparrow.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I played for Sparrow and everything, and we played at some beer club. We play all the major things. So that was my training of now being able to play with a big band. I'm hold your own because them man they're not joke, but it was really
well, I
good.
appreciate that, and the soca love is appreciated too.
No, man, me love soca, man.
Yeah,
in fact, me have a new song. I get to do another song.
Okay.
Soca, wicked.
Okay, nice.
I'm gonna find the artist. You have to tell me which artist can do it.
Okay, I got you. That's easy, man.
It's called Run the Rhythm.
Run the Rhythm?
Yeah,
I
Run
got
the
you.
Rhythm. Yeah, man.
I want to hear it first, and then I'll tell you.
Like that. Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah.
So listen, one of the last events that you did, you invited me to, you performed at the Adrian Arts Center.
At the Asian Arts Center was Rhythms of Africa. That was the second.
All right, so you have that shirt on there, right?
Right.
I want to talk about that because I want you, as a Jamaican, came from England, Jamaica, I want you to express from your history and from what you know, the connection between African music, African drums, and the Caribbean. Right? What is that connection? And the reason I'm asking is because in my era now, we've seen a full circle where Afro beats made such a surge into Caribbean music first, and then it even transcended into mainstream American music. Artists like Burna Boy and Thames and Wizkid and many others. Right? So for a lot of people who may not be educated about music, they're probably like, well, where this come from, or where have they been hiding African music and stuff like that. But I would like to know from your perspective in the earlier days, that connection between African and Caribbean.
Well, we have to go back way. Civilization, Ethiopia.
Okay.
So Ethiopia was the thing, and through slavery, we know how that went. With the slaves, so the most adamant ones was the Jamaican. So whoever came there, they never bow.
Right.
Them lick shot. When the drum beat, man, feel it.
Right.
Bullet couldn't stop that thing there. Man turned all fool in the thing like. So because of that, our inheritance of our ancestors is Africa. So they came all over the world and planted the different music. Like, let's take mentor music out of Jamaica, where reggae started from. Mentor is really the African beat, and with the Angolan, with European voices on top of it. But the beat, that rhythm never could stop. Is part of us from the Maroons. So this came in. So what happened is that over the world, the African ancestors inside of us is that shaped the whole music with Africa. So if you go back to actually I could go further. When I did my second show in Uganda, and by the Nile River, and the person said to me, wherever you travel over the Nile, she was very, very spiritual, and she says, whenever you travel, please remember Africa. And she said to me that a mother one day must want back his children. That was a very profound statement. Mother wants back his children. You realize we're all here because of that. Maybe we'll be all in Africa.
Yeah.
You understand? So what that connection is a spirituality, and they traveled.
Yeah.
They came here. So the drum, the rhythm, influenced every rhythm. Cuban 6/8,
Yeah.
African 6/8, they
Yeah.
call it. Benny Murray was a singer. It comes to
Salsa.
salsa, all that. They knew it is there. When they sing it, it's exactly coming from the Yoruba tribes in Nigeria.
Wow.
They practice that faith too, that the whole thing. So who's the first? Africa's the first.
Yeah.
So it had to come back round. Who supported reggae more than anything else? Africa.
Yeah.
Because they felt the children. It's
Yeah.
the children they related to. And them turn it round now. And that's why I say we have to respect that beat, Afro beat. But who is it? Afrobeat came from fellow Ramsam Kuti. I met him. I went to his castle and him sit down. 31 wives. And him set a cat at the table. The man was in a brief. And the man said to cat, sit down over there. Cat said, no, master, you sit there. I sit down there.
Right.
And him had a place where him had it called a shrine.
Mm-hmm.
When them play one song, you know, when them play one song, is all 35 minutes, you know. And all the wives get on. Some cook, some keep takes, some keep children. I said, boy, just looking at one of those wonderful women there, but I said,
They'll make Carol come for you, you know?
yeah. So may I tell you, it is really so. James Brown's Godfather of Funk, Afrobeat is Ramsam, fellow Ramsam Kuti.
Mhm.
He's a godfather because
Gotcha.
he came from that type of that rhythm came from to make
So
it.
is that why you found it so important to have something called Rhythms of Africa to take it back to
That
the
was
foundation?
because the foundation of the drums, of the
Right.
African drums. So I have the djembe, the top drum. The top drum there's been for years.
Mhm.
And when you play it, it's like a voice, and you can send messages anywhere. You can have 7 miles and you want to go to, because in Africa there's different languages.
Right.
7 miles down the road, you can actually say it, and like you cue it in, and everybody still know what you're saying, but they understand.
Wow.
Because there's so much languages. So the drum is the modern cell phone. That drum
Move to
years
the
ago.
beat of the drum.
Yeah. So so Rhythms of Africa had to be with all the drums. It has to be the rhythms of Africa music around the world. So every nation has it. The influence had been from the African ancestors.
I want to use this opportunity now to connect that now. You're doing an event in Miramar.
Yeah, I'm doing an event called, again, Rhythms of Africa, but each one has a theme.
Yeah.
Last year was Music to My Ears. This one is called Run the Rhythm, Every Beat for Jamaica, because of the storm.
Right.
You know? So
Right.
that is what happened with this one. And we did a song for it
Mhm.
called Have a Little Faith with 10 artists on it.
How can people purchase that song?
They can
Because
they
it'll
can
help.
push because it helped with Jamaica. They can just go Willie Stewart. It's on every platform. Willie Stewart and Friends. That's what it come under.
Okay.
Willie Stewart and Friends is the platform. And 10 artists. You have Leroy Siblis. You have there's so much. Carlene Davis.
Mhm.
You have Jem Myers. You have Dwism from and you have a guy called his name is Patrick.
Is Dawn on it?
Ulysses. Who?
Dawn?
Don. Which one?
Not Dawn Penn, right? She's on?
No,
Okay.
not Don Penn. Not Don Penn. JC Lodge.
JC Lodge. That's what I was thinking. Telephone Love.
Telephone Love.
That's what I was thinking.
She's on it. Glenn Washington.
That's my guy.
Carl McDonald from here. And Alisa Marie from Whalers.
Yes.
Things. So and boy, the strings from
All of your
UN.
friends.
Yeah, man. These are all the friends, and and Wayne Arman too.
Mhm.
And what happened is that they gave up their services.
Yeah.
And all of it, every donation, everything is going to GEM. Eventually, the
Yes,
6 months
yes.
you pay GEM and thing, and they will thing. So that's why I'm asking everybody to listen to the song "Have a Little Faith," Willie Stewart and Friends. You see this on every platform, 200 platforms.
Let people know when the event is in Miramar.
Miramar is going to be on April the 18th and 19th, which is a Saturday and Sunday. Two
Nice.
shows, two wonderful, 7 o'clock Saturday and 5 o'clock Sunday. It's going to be a show to remember because we're going to shout out, give a big salute to Mr. Kaur. I have Cat
Yeah.
Kaur, the general, boy, I saw that him was so final.
Yeah.
Also for the greatest man when it comes to sound, the scientist of thing, the great Sly Dunbar.
Oh man, another one
And
we
also,
lost. Yeah.
we're going to do a great salute to Mr. Jimmy Cliff,
That's what's
because we
up.
lost some of our best. So this show is going to be special. Run the rhythm. We're going to actually play the song because we're going to have strings and everything.
That's going to be
And
nice.
thing on it, and it's going to be
Because
something.
all of them were masters of rhythms too.
Yes, all of them
as
was-
well.
there was-
And you're doing this with the Mayor Messam.
Mayor Mess hosted. It's
Yeah.
hosted by the city, Mayor Messam and
Okay.
Embrace Music Foundation. And we're looking forward to really have the people come out and see a show And not only that, the children get 30 hours of training. People
Wow.
don't believe it.
Yeah.
Last year, them said that.
Well, I've seen
and,
it before, but
and
yeah.
people say no, they can't believe because our nonprofit is saying keep music in schools. We're fighting for that. To say, boy, keep this a student, make the whole child, let the
Yeah.
left and right brain operate. And we found that the attention span come up. They can stay focused. That's the problem. But with
Yeah.
music, you have to stay focused. So they learn discipline. They enjoy it. They get to meet people because each time an artist come, they have to talk to the children. Junior minors talk to them. This one we have Richie Stevens on this show. We have
Nice.
Jim Myers and we have JC Lutz coming from England. So we're going to be it's more Jamaican style because we want to put Jamaica where we love that music for that time. No disrespect to Trinidad.
No, of
We've been
course not. Of course
we've
not.
been doing some
We
of that
need the
music.
light to be shined on
Yep.
Jamaica right now with
Right,
everything going on.
right.
Listen, Mr. Willie Stewart, I appreciate all of your contributions over the years to music, man. I know you've been honored by the greatest and you've gotten a lot of accolades and all the different things, but I'm just telling you from us, your people, even me as a sound man growing up in the music industry and stuff like that, we love rhythms, which you're about to feature that on the next
So
Rhythms of
yes.
Africa, Run the Rhythm. So those things hit close to us, and to be able to hear, you're also a historian to be able to speak about how things came about.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
important that we know our history because what
Exactly.
happened is that today the world is in trouble, whether we like it or not. To me, and that's why even the song "Have a Little Faith,"
Mm,
because by having faith, you bring in the power of love,
yeah,
and we need to bring in love more than anything else. Because if we're going to fight like that, it's not going to happen.
yeah.
It's going to better the power of love, and that's what Third World even stood for all the time. Love got me dancing the floor. Now that we found love, try your love.
Mhm.
To me, love is so important because when you have love, it melts anything,
Yeah, yeah.
so we have to we have to really pay attention to our youth. I mean, even though we're older, the elders, I'm an elder too, but we have to kind of give a little patience, give a little listen to them because I have a teach when I go and do workshops all over and I see the kids from elementary to middle to high to university. Not an easy environment to stay in,
Yeah.
especially with the web and they're not
The
communicating.
phones.
The phones. So what is the key now is that to start making them communicate again.
Yeah.
And by talking to them have that, because there's a lot of fantastic music has changed drastically sooner
Mhm,
and
mhm.
everything else. There's a whole new world, but there's not like live. That's why even this song that we did, everything is live.
Yeah,
And people, you will always want to have the live because when you see live, that spirit is
it's a
alive.
feeling.
A computer can't change
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
We appreciate
So,
you,
Papa
King.
Kim, thank you
Let
for having
everybody
me.
know how they can connect with you, follow you, give them any information that
Yeah.
you want
Well,
to
they can
tell.
connect to me at William J. L. Stewart is my YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. One word, William J. L. Stewart. And on IG is William Stewart and Friends. They can go up on IG and see me there. And on Facebook is William Stewart. Just go there and they can really contact me through there
That's
and
what's
see
up.
everything.
Love you, legend.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes.